I love how the command to dodge left somehow translated to in the game's mind to, no, player, you dodged forward. No, I didn't. No, I really didn't. You cannot call that a fucking skill issue. That's literally a mechanics issue. Alright, hold on a second. Okay. I wanted to make sure that I knew if he actually had a vulnerability or not. He actually does have a vulnerability. He takes increased damage from ice attacks. Okay, let's try this one more time. I should be able to kill him. So, what I was trying to discuss when I was somehow muted by the game, you can the version of this boss that is used in Castlevania Lords of Shadow, I really disdain. It uses a similar method of, hey, bro, use the fight various portions of his body, and you can only strike him in specific places and he takes damage. Otherwise, he won't take any damage, and the game is just not built to deal with a boss that does that, the way that that boss behaves. His attacks are decently telegraphed, it's just Gabriel's animations are so slow in that game, you can't really react to them appropriately. Oh, yes. It doesn't happen all the time, but rarely he will summon giant maggots to fight you with. You'll also notice I'm doing a lot more damage with ice as opposed to fire. He actually has a vulnerability to ice. Had to organize my item menu because the game doesn't know how to do organization. You did not curse me, you little fuck. You didn't even hit me, you just leapt at me. God damn it. Fuck off. That didn't hit me. Oh wow! I thought he slapped me there first, but no. That didn't hit me. Why did my quick step not work? There we go. Okay, it worked that time, but fuck you. His fucking arm. Oh shit. Oh Jesus! The quick step is the only reason I didn't die. I knew that was gonna hit me. Oh shit. Oh god. was the Forgotten One. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the super boss of Castlevania Lament of Innocence. He will also grant you access to the final orb of the game, which grants you access to a lot of the best abilities of each one of your weapons. God damn, boy, you were really pissed off at mod issues. What the actual hell? Alright, let's memorial ticket, because it's going to take us up the staircase. Now we can save. We've killed every boss in the game except for the final story boss. Falls on the mods. Is it really worth getting that pissed off about, though? I mean, I hear where you're coming from, but you really don't want to do that to yourself over just mods. And the Prison of Eternal Torture area is now complete. I lost several healing items, but this should see me through the final fight. Yeah, because you don't get any money out of killing him. Yeah, it's fine. This is fine. My house isn't burning down. This is fine. Okay. Now, the game gives you a high potion in the area where you can find the Forgotten One. A lot of people had a lot of problems with how the DLC to Lords of Shadow explains itself. Or rather, explains Dracula getting his powers. I didn't really hate that, honestly. I felt like that was actually a pretty decent explanation, but a lot of people thought that it would have been better if he somehow found the same ritual that the others did. Actually, I think what they ultimately ended up doing for the game was way more interesting. Okay. I am about to burn through a shit ton of hearts because I'm going to show off every Black Orb skill so that I have showed off every ability in the game. For the cross, it's 6 saints. You summon six spectral crosses, and each one of them fires off attacks, and those will home in and kill anything they touch. For the crystal, it's Vanish Storm. For holy water, it's Energy Wave, which is actually really more. It's better than you think. For the axes, it's Rapid Slash, which is a nice, nasty, close combat melee attack. And for the knife, you can summon Blade Serpent. They're all pretty good, actually. Excuse me? Excuse me, game. Excuse me. Oh, there's a hidden super potion down here. Well, now I definitely have enough healing to get through the last fight. Dick. Excuse me, pardon me. Pardon me. Blade Serpent is just a really cool skill. Blade Serpent is also the item crash ability that carries over to Curse of Darkness, because what's his face? Trevor Belmont in that game. That you can actually play as Trevor Belmont in it, and you can get what, like, his item crash for the daggers is Blade Serpent. Oh. Oh, fuck. All right. Excuse me, Cletus and Colitis. I'd call those two Dumb and Dumber, but I don't want to insult Jim Carrey. A lot of people really like that movie. I don't. I've never been a fan of Dumb and Dumber. I apologize to anybody who is actually a fan of that movie. I've always just found it to be unbelievably stupid. The Mask was fantastic. Easily one of Jim Carrey's best movies. I like how we're above the clouds and there's thunder and lightning in the background. And then there's the blood red moon just to the right. The Mask was fantastic. Dragon Crest! I say epically, even though this is not an epic moment. And now for the final double boss fight!
Welcome. I have been waiting, Leon.
Walter,
What's up, asshole?
I will never forgive you.
I see. It seems you have enjoyed the gift that I gave you.
Yes. Thanks to that, I now have the power to defeat you.
Well, that power is quite something. But I am beloved by the night. You will taste my powers.
I'll kill you and the knight!
That's not how that works.
Interesting. Now the curtain rises on this delightful little game.
I'll kill you and the knight. A ginger vampire.
What?
Now there is nothing left to protect you. I'll fulfill my promise to Sarah now!
Not yet. The power of the night is still full. I shall teach you the meaning of true terror.
Good luck with that, dickhead. I killed True Terror in the basement. Now I'm gonna kick your ass! Ow. Oh, Jesus, whenever he does that, run to the edge of the fucking room! He fires off an AoE that does a metric fuck ton of damage. The Forgotten One was a monster that Walter Bernhard created, and he couldn't control it, so he locked it in that prison down there. Oh god. Yep. Camera, please. I kind of wasted that scene. Ow! Yeah, that move does a lot of damage. All right, that's Walter Bernhard.
It can't be.
It was.
This should not have happened.
It did.
Sarah's suffering. And Ronaldo's grief. Carve them into your cursed body and perish.
But with my powers, I will surely come back to life. I could not obtain the Crimson Stone. But someday, it will be mine. No! You betrayed me! I shall take your soul! This power I offer to the king who wields the Crimson Stone!
And who the fuck would that be? Pay close attention. You may recognize the voice of the guy who's about to pop in.
Excellent. I never spent a better night.
Matthias?
Yep,
You didn't
it's Matthias.
disappoint me, Leon. I knew without a doubt that you would accomplish this.
What is the meaning of this?
I needed a powerful vampire soul. That is all.
Are you saying you used me?
Not
I'll
just
explain everything when I finish the
you,
boss.
betrothed. Ronaldo, and Walter. I used all of you. I never thought it would go so well, though.
Is that red stone? The Crimson Stone?
Ah, you know it. I'm impressed. I made Walter's soul mine with the power of this stone.
I sense a rage from this whip. Matthias, you abandoned humanity?
This game has really bad writing, though, and this is one of the
By
main
becoming
reasons.
a vampire, I obtained eternal life. That was my goal. It was my revenge against God.
Revenge against God?
We have risked our lives and fought for the sake of God. But God mercilessly stole away the one I loved most. When all I ever wished for was Elizabeta's safety. If limited life is God's decree, then I shall defy it. And within that eternity, I shall curse him forevermore.
Matthias.
God, I love Crispin Freeman's voice.
Leon, after what you've been through, you should know.
Yes, you're right. I do understand. How you feel. I too.
Then come with me. I will give you eternity too.
You wretched fool.
What?
Is this what the woman you loved would have wanted? The Matthias I know would not have loved such a woman.
Elizabeta was a kind, honorable woman. She was concerned only for me to the very end. That is why I hate him! Am I wrong? Did you not defeat Walter with hatred in your heart too?
Yes, I'd be lying if I claimed otherwise. But defeating him... no. Preventing others from suffering the same cursed fate. That was Sarah's dying wish. Granting my beloved's wish. That is all I can do to prove my love to Sarah. Eternity without her would be nothing but emptiness.
Leon, I thought that you would understand. Dawn is coming. Farewell, Leon. Death is all yours.
I'm about to kick this shit out of the Grim Reaper. And I have no regrets.
No!
By my master's orders, you'll be destroyed here and now!
The only one who's gonna die in this fucking prison is you! Alright, Death has a lot of attacks and is a bit of an interesting foe. He's really not that unpredictable.
Minion!
Whenever he summons those little minions, just let them get kind of close to you and then, like, dodge roll away. Until you need to, just, wail the fuck away on Death. Now, otherwise, when they explode, they will do that. Hello. Nope. Nope.
Minion! Deadly Tempest.
Anytime he does Deadly Tempest, run and then jump. Because it will come down on your head, but if you jump while you're running, you can dodge the explosion and the head blast. Deadly Tempest is one of his most powerful attacks.
Deadly Tempest.
And whenever you jump, you double jump, so that way you can make sure you avoid the AoE.
Deadly Tempest.
That's how you deal with death.
Deadly Tempest.
Yeah, that does a shit ton of damage. Oh, I didn't dodge that correctly.
Deadly Tempest.
I didn't get to dodge that properly. That was a case of the game not reading my input.
To think that I would be...
I have the power to destroy all related to the vampires. Though you have divine powers, you are no exception.
You're also demonic.
Unfortunately for you, as long as my master survives, I will rise from the dead.
I see. Give him this message. You have become a cursed being, and I will never forgive you. This whip and my kinsmen will destroy you someday. From this day on, the Belmont clan will hunt the night.
So, he did it.
Yep. Okay, that was the end of Castlevania, Lament of Innocence. So let's go over the severe problems that just occurred. I'm going to go ahead and explain what happened in that ending cutscene. And in the intra-boss cutscene. The vampire that just appeared after Walter was betrayed by Death, who apparently knew Death, basically used the power of the Crimson Stone, which we were told earlier held the power to absorb a vampire's soul and turn it into power for its master, whilst also cursing them with vampirism in the process. That was Matthias Kronkvist. Matthias Kronkvist is Leon Belmont's dearest friend from the Night Company. He's a genius strategist and tactician, and he's an extremely well-read and very literate man. Which is interesting because the vast majority of the population that he around him was very largely illiterate. Essentially the reason why he chose to become a vampire, and in this case, this is this game's attempt at explaining the origins of Dracula in Castlevania's world. Because Dracula in this world, that was Matthias Cronqvist. Matthias Cronqvist became Dracula. This is a direct violation of the established lore that appears in other games where he goes by the name Vlad Tepes, effectively revealing that he was in fact supposed to be Vlad the Impaler from Transylvania, not Matthias Cronqvist from Transylvania. Now, there's several problems with that final scene involving Matthias. Number one, Matthias is never actually seen in the game, except in artwork before he appears and reveals who he is. You have no idea he's behind this because the game doesn't give you a reason for him to be behind this. He's just the shock end villain. That's shitty fucking writing because Leon doesn't really have any flashbacks to his time in the company or his times meeting Matthias, talking to Matthias, and working with Matthias, and possibly even being taught by Matthias. If this game actually went out of its way to have us see times when Leon knew him, we would actually help. But it would actually help bring the audience over to see how Matthias might have felt. Particularly if it showed us what happened to Matthias after the death of his beloved wife, Elisabetha. Because Elisabetha died of illness while Matthias was off fighting in God's name against heretics and heathens.
And so the story of the Belmont clan's struggle against evil begins. However, Matthias and the Belmonts will not meet again for hundreds of years. Matthias goes into hiding in foreign lands and continues to curse God for eternity. Eventually, he names himself Lord of the Vampires, King of the Night. The years before their next meeting pass slowly and quietly, but with finality. The intermission in this exquisite play from which two souls will never escape.
And because of Matthias just kind of appearing at the end as sort of a random high shock villain, Matthias comes off as an exceedingly weak villain here. And because the audience has no real connection. We know Ronaldo knows him, but we don't know why. We don't know how. We don't even know where they were supposed to be connected other than, oh, well, maybe they're both alchemists, apparently. And Cronqvist knew more about alchemy than even Ronaldo did, and Ronaldo was a master. That doesn't make any sense to me, but hey, that's what the game wants you to think. So if we hit new game, now that we've completed the game, you can put in at crazy to play the game on crazy difficulty, at Joachim to play as Joachim, Armstair, and at pumpkin in order to be able to play as the pumpkin character. In addition, if you put in the at symbol and then LLSKILL, you will activate a hidden cheat code that will allow you to begin the game with all of your combat skills with the whip, so you don't actually have to earn them on subsequent playthroughs again. I have shown off about 99.9% of the game in the process of doing this. The only other things that I could show off is the Joachim mode and the pumpkin mode, neither of which are particularly interesting because it's basically the same game with a different character. The only difference is how these characters play. Now, my main gripe with Castlevania Lament of Innocence is this is a game that doesn't properly get you into the characters that you are supposed to be working with. We know Leon Belmont is a nice guy, and we learn a decent amount about him, but we spend more of the game learning about Ronaldo than we do anybody else. And we learn a little bit about Walter, as Walter has many powerful legendary monsters under his control, and we also learned when I went down into the prison of eternal torture, he tried to create a monster and wasn't able to control it, and it became the Forgotten One. Because he imprisoned it and created the unlock jewel in order to forever lock the cage, and sealed the cage with an especially enormous power so that that creature could never get out because it was too powerful for him to control and he couldn't kill it. But the game doesn't really tell us Leon's life story. It tells us just enough about what's going on now in order to care about that. That's all it does. And that's really weak, shitty storytelling. Particularly if Matthias is involved, it would be nice to see a lot of flashbacks, or at least a few, that are well written enough for us to see how Matthias started to fall from grace and what might have engendered him to possibly be behind this plot. But the only potential clue that tells you Matthias could possibly be involved in any of this is Matthias struggling from his sickbed to tell Leon that his wife has been kidnapped. But since Matthias is never seen in-game beyond artwork before now, you don't really get the sense that Matthias is anything but some sick old warrior grieving for his loved one so badly that he just kind of started dying from it. Now, that's the end of Castlevania Lament of Innocence. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop recording here, and then I'm going to start a fresh recording after I have put in Castlevania Curse of Darkness. And the last of this stream is going to be me showing you guys Curse of Darkness, which is a much better game in a lot of respects. Still has a lot of narrative issues, though.